Okay, so we're on Unit 7 Fractions, Section A. With this part, there's a few little bits that we need to know. So the first thing, when we do question 1, is that you need to pay attention to what the bases are. So at the moment, we can see that we've got a half, which is out of 2, and 4/5, which is out of 5. Now that's going to be important because when we do addition of fractions, we have to pay attention to the bases. They have to be the same. Now at the moment, they're not the same. You can see that. You're like, oh yeah, that's not going to work. So the quickest and easiest way to do this is to look at the number on the left, which in this case was a 2, and we're going to times 2 on the other side. And then we're going to get the 5, which was on the right-hand side. Oop, that was messy. And we're going to times 5 on the left-hand side. So hopefully what you can see is that the 5 that we started with is now going to times on this fraction. And the 2 that we started with over here, 2, is now going to times on the right-hand side. So we're going to do that. So we've got 1 times 5 is 5, and 2 times 5 is 10, plus 4 times 2 is 8, and 5 times 2 is 10. Now what's really nice is that we have the same bases on the bottom now, which means that we can do the addition on the top. So we're going to add 5 plus 8, which is 13, and then on the bottom we're going to keep the base the same. It doesn't change. So we've now got 13 over 10. Now the only problem with this is that 13 is bigger than 10. So to fix that, what we do is we say how many 10s fit into 13. So if I think about my 10 times tables, 10, 20, well, only one group of 10 fits into 13. So I'm going to put a big 1, and that's going to highlight to my answer that one group of 10 fit. And then there were 3 leftovers out of 10. So that is going to give me my answer for how to do fractions addition question 1. If we have a look at question 2, it's going to follow roughly the exact same steps, but we've got some mixed numbers in there, which means fractions with extra bits. So what we're going to do is 2 2/4 plus 1 2/3. Now, there's lots of different ways you can do this. Probably the easiest for us at the minute is we're just going to deal with the whole numbers separately. So we're going to go 2 plus 1 equals 3, and we're just going to leave that for now. Then we're going to deal with our 2/4 and our 2/3. So we're going to go 2/4 plus 2/3. We're going to look at this and we're going to say, okay, so 4 and 3 are not the same, but I know my magic trick. I'm going to times by 3 on this side, and I'm going to times by 4 on that side. That's going to give me 6 over 12 plus 8 over 12. This is good because now my bases are the same, so I can do my addition. So I'm going to go 6 plus 8 on the top is equal to 14 over 12 because the base doesn't change. Now you might remember that the 12 has to fit into the 14. How many 12s fit into 14? 1, and there are, 1 whole, and there are 2 leftovers, and the bottom stays the same. Now we can't forget about our 3 that we used at the beginning though. So to finish this sum off, we now need to go 3 wholes plus 1 whole and 2 twelfths. So 3 plus 1 is 4, and then the 2 twelfths can just sit there. We could simplify it if we wanted to get really fancy, but we won't worry about that for the